Hello everybody, it is I, your friendly neighborhood INFP, and as the title suggests, we are going to be looking into Albedo. Not only are we going to be looking into this homunculus who is a ISTP, we're going to be looking into why he's an ISTP. Albedo is one of those people who we know very quickly right off the bat from his character story 1, where it states that he is, however, of the persuasion that it requires more energy to maintain relationships established on excessive enthusiasm. As a result, Albedo's equivalent of a friendship involves maintaining an appropriate degree of distance. On days when he shuts himself away in his laboratory to focus on his work, or head out into the wild to gather materials, no one in Mondstadt will be able to find him. So this is a very important thing to note, that ISTPs, they are one of the ones that are often seen as the, I guess you could say, more aloof, more loner types. They're not, necessarily cold or unhelpful. In fact, they're actually very helpful. They're some of the most helpful ones out there, and Albedo is one such the case. However, he prefers to be out adventuring, out figuring out his studies, out doing his art, out looking for material for his alchemy, out trying to figure out his alchemy, doing a whole bunch of practical things to figure out his work, his art, materials, things that he needs to train Sucrose and Timaeus for. He is essentially more comfortable being alone than he is being around a gratitude or multiple of people. If we continue on with his story, it says, yet Albedo's tendency to avoid social interaction does not make him a cold-hearted person. He delights in giving guidance to his assistants, Timaeus and Sucrose. He finds pleasure in giving his sketches to the citizens of Mondstadt, yet he cannot help but feel sincere disappointment that Lisa, for all her great talents, has chosen to remain a mere librarian. Lisa is an INTP, and we will get to her on one of the videos, but Albedo, as an ISTP, figures that if you have the talent, if you have the means, if you have the skill, if you're able to do it, you should go and do it. You should put it to essentially practical use. Go and help the people you need to help. Is one who seeks to find the, shall we say, meaning behind things. He will break things down and build them up again. He will try and figure out what the meaning or idea behind something is. He will break it down, reconstruct it, and once he's figured it out by putting it to the test, by using his skills, then he moves on to trying to figure something else out. When it comes to Albedo's art, this is another reason why he is an ISTP. His art allows him to gain greater knowledge or understanding, as it states here, to the item's physical makeup, which was of great utility to his alchemical studies. It also allowed him to enter into a pleasant state of clarity in which he needed only to focus on observation and creating his artwork and nothing else. Once again, he has to put his hands on the concept, draw it, do whatever with it, break it down. Art can help a person break down an item to figure out why it is a certain way. If you see a lot of the old textbooks and of fauna, animals, even geology, you would see that the more detail there is, the more understanding people get from it. And when you're doing it yourself, you can gain more information, which is exactly what happens with Albedo. Everything he does is in trying to figure out why the world is the way that it is. And so he will break things down, he will build things up, he will test things through and through. If he already knows what it is, he doesn't bother with it. He's already broken it down, he's already brought it back up again. He can build it, rebuild it, go on to go about it again, which is why he goes quite often into the mountains here in Dragonspine to find new artifacts or ruins or answers to questions that he doesn't have any answers to, in order to essentially find the answers that he's looking for. He is not going about it in a way that some others would in trying to think up new ideas. No, he is trying to find answers. Specifically, answers that he can himself break down. If we read what his vision itself says, for Albedo's vision, it says that when he received it, he gave it a single glance before carrying on with what he was doing before. As far as he is concerned, his vision is merely a tool with which he can more conveniently conduct his research. Oh, basically, I've got a new tool. I've got a new system to which I can create better items, to which I can understand the world, to which I can continue going about the things that I am searching for. ISTPs are very much people who are trying to figure out why things work the way they do. They are trying to figure out just what is it that makes a item the way that it is, and so they are quite often the children, and I would also say ESTPs and other sensors could be this way too, but ISTPs are especially the ones who will break down a car, they'll break down a toy, they'll break down, you know, like a robotic toy, they'll break down Legos if the Lego has been built in a certain way. They will break down anything that can be broken down. They may even break down a Nerf gun in order to figure out how that Nerf gun works before, you know, rebuilding it, improving it, and making it better. They have no interest in trying to figure out the philosophical meanings of why things are the way they are, just what is real right now, what is reality as it stands, and which is one of the tasks that Albedo's master, Ryandotter, gave him, was to figure out the reality of the world. And I would imagine this is like taken very literal in the sense of not the metaphorical reality of the world or the figurative reality of the world, but the actual tangible reality of the world. Albedo is trying to figure that out. He is trying to figure out why something has crashed down. He's trying to figure out why certain ruins are the way they are. He's trying to figure out why certain machines are the way they are. And his entire thing, if you like watch his process, is he will have art. His art will build up into alchemical things that he can create on the spot, like if you've played the recent quest when he created the chairs. So all in all, Albedo is very clearly a ISTP. I'd once thought that he was an ISFP, but when going further into his character, reading his personality, he shares a lot of the traits that I've known a lot of ISTPs to share. Plus, when you think about it, he is trying to create and destroy and create and destroy so long as he gets to figure out why things are the way they are. Now, ISTPs can be, like, a lot of people may not give them the credit they're due, because they can be highly intelligent. Albedo is highly intelligent. He is highly creative. However, his creativity, his intelligence, everything he does is a far more of a practical purpose than, say, that of an INTP, who is going to be likely Sucrose, but we'll get to her on her story as she tries to invent new things and not break down what already is and figure out the things of the present and of the old. And whatever is then created, Albedo will want to witness that process being made or broken down or help with it before something new is brought up. It's not that he won't create new things, he will create new things, but it is on the basis of the practical and what he has already broken down and done. Anyways, that is it for this video, and if you want to see another character video, you can click the link right there, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.